Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Football Pundits. This is your Champions League quarter-final review. Two phenomenal games in Bayern Munich versus Barcelona and Manchester City versus Lyon. I'd like to welcome Prashant Nair again, our Champions League Pundit expert. Prashant, welcome to the Football Pundits again, man. We'll dive straight into last night's result first, which was Manchester City versus Lyon. Prashant, when we spoke in the preview about this fixture, it was a no-brainer. Man City's best ever chance to win the Champions League. Pep will run circles around this Lyon side. Lyon's high point of the Champions League was beating Juventus in the round of 16. All of that happened. And then Lyon go on and win 3-1 convincingly against this Pep Guardiola side. Prashant, break it down for us. What is it that's gone wrong for Pep Guardiola once again in the Champions League?
Everything.
Pep Guardiola. I mean, everything. What Annie said is perfect. But Pep Guardiola's biggest nemesis is Pep Guardiola himself. I don't know what was he thinking throughout the game. As soon as I saw the lineup and as soon as I saw the tactics when the game started, I was like, why would you play a 3-4-1-2 in a game which is so tailor-made for you to win? Why would you want to screw it up for yourselves? There is no need, right? I mean, you are one of the best attacking coaches or best attacking sides what we have in this entire tournament. Then why suddenly all this out of nowhere? I mean, playing with two defensive midfielders, three men at the back. I was kind of lost after a point of time. I was like, you are just playing into Lyon's hands. But having said that, small reminder to City fans who are all planning, we will play this against Bayern Munich. We'll play high line against Hansi Flick. We will pocket Lewandowski. I mean, you guys just need to sit down and think that, what exactly has gone wrong. Also, Sterling's miss. I mean, I just looked at it. I was like, what? You missed that? A sitter? Had it been, Sterling scored, probably we would have seen a different game altogether.
But Prashant, sorry, I'll interrupt you there because you said Sterling right now. Historically, Sterling has had a lot of big misses in big games, not only for Liverpool when he was a young player, but also for City when he's always kind of had that big moment, big pressure, not showing up and not finishing. Are you surprised?
Yeah. One sec, Annie, I'm just going to come in here, Prashant. And Annie, I'm going to throw this question to you since we're speaking of Raheem Sterling. There is a fundamental issue that I see with this Man City side, right? They don't have a central number 9 or forward who can just bang in those goals. Raheem Sterling is not being played in that position where you can expect him to score 2-3 goals every game. That he does it is still phenomenal. He's still played out as a winger. If you ask me, Annie, and maybe this is where Pep's weakness lies in this season's Champions League, right? He doesn't have that Robert Lewandowski sitting in that number 9. He's really missing Kun Aguero. Problem number 1. And Annie, tell us about this Pep Guardiola defense. 200 million spent, and they're still in the market for Koulibaly and Nathan Ake.
I think you already answered part of your own question when you said Aguero. Aguero, by no doubt for me, is the most influential player in the Premier League since Wayne Rooney has left. If I to chart out the last decade, the Premier League course has changed with Aguero's arrival, right? And no one can deny. Aguero is now injury prone, and for me, Aguero, unfortunately, is done. I'm very sad to see that because he's a great player. But you have Aubameyang who's available on the free. That's the kind of signing City should be going for. But they don't. They've gone to against strengthen their wing, which is fair. Sane is gone. But that's the problem that you mentioned, Abby. Why are you not looking at number 9? Jesus clearly, unfortunately, with a very serious injury right after his arrival, has never showed that early promise. He has a good couple of games and then he goes completely missing. And as Man City, you can't just rely on KDB and Sterling to always show up in the midfield because then your teams know that you can just shut out KDB. The way he played KDB yesterday, absolutely foolish. He has himself come and told Lyon, you know what? I thought I was going to win the game comfortably. Why don't you make it interesting for me? Why don't you go take my best player and put him on the right and mark him? And they shut him out. KDB did have bursts in the game, but that's because that's how good a player he is, right? Why not let KDB be deep? Why not start Mahrez? But let's not go into that. They lack a number 9, okay? And that's where, for me, the fundamentals will last next season as well, where they cannot win the league with Jesus as the number 9. It's not going to happen.
Prashant, speaking of...
a couple of points to what Annie said. Traditionally, Pep Guardiola has never liked a number 9 kind of a player. I mean, that's why he traded off a Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Samuel Eto'o kind of a trade-off, right? It never worked for him. He's not that kind of a coach. Probably what he needs to right now look at is if he wants to groom a Raheem Sterling as a number 9 because they have just signed Ferran Torres. Is that what he's looking to do it in the future? That's one point which he should look. Second interesting point which you brought about was the defense. I mean, this Man City defense still looks clueless. Yes, they do. They have just signed Nathan Ake. Koulibaly, I don't think is going to add anything to this kind of a defense because Man City have this obsession with a ball playing centre back. I mean, agreed, Guardiola likes that kind of a player, but you need a no nonsense defender also. I mean, even yesterday, Aymeric Laporte was the only guy who looked convincing for me in that Man City defense. Then you have a Joao Cancelo. You play him on the opposite side of the wing, which is not even his position. I mean,
Correct.
it's like, yeah, I mean, what are you trying to experiment with it? Why would you do that in such a high profile game? That's exactly how Lyon capitalized on them. It was like the game was
exactly. So Prashant, coming, so while we've spoken enough of City and how they seemingly seem to have cocked this result up, I think credit to Rudy Garcia and his men. And since you spoke about Ibra and Eto'o, it's also worthy to note that he even took Thierry Henry from Arsenal. Well, it may not have been Guardiola himself, but Thierry Henry went from Arsenal to Barca and was shunted out to the left.
correct.
He wasn't played in that number 9 or the number 14 role. But enough said of that. Coming to Rudy Garcia and his men, Prashant, if you remember the first goal, Eric Garcia got into a tackle with Memphis Depay, who I think it was, and you had Maxwell Cornet standing deep into City's final third with absolutely no one around him. He almost had an empty goal to just pocket in. So, talking about Lyon's tactical and talking about Rudy Garcia's tactical play yesterday, I think what they've done very well, and they've obviously watched Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's clips against City, they've allowed City to keep possession, really play themselves into a frenzy and just break them on the counter. Isn't that right?
Like spot on. I mean, I really think they would have bought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because for a couple of reasons. One, because Lyon were only looking for counters. They were happy when City were just passing around because they know they don't have the firepower to stop this possession kind of a game. Second thing, everyone should question really is Ederson's position and the defense. Yeah. I mean, Ederson looked clueless. The defense was shambolic. I mean, to say the least, or whatever you want to call it. Eric Garcia probably should have tackled and someone else should have covered him up. Kyle Walker, another culprit at goal. I mean, you can blame everyone you want in the later part of the game about VAR and so on and so forth. But let's not run away from the fact that City's defense was clueless. And Lyon did what they were supposed to do, which is just sit back and attack on counters because they have pace to burn. Maxwell Cornet, Depay, both of them ran. But special credit to Jose Morar because that man stepped up. He showed why the elitist of the elite in the world want him. I mean, he went by the age-old term. He's an Algerian-born French. And they always they always link him to and Baldy, who was an Algerian-born French or whatever. He just showed
a bit like the Dutch who have a van in their names.
Yeah, a bit like the Dutch who have the van. So he's always been linked for a high-profile move, and yesterday he showed why he's one of the smartest midfielders going around and doing his business. And it was a clinical performance by Lyon. They came up with the same mentality that we'll play on the counters, we'll get one chance, we'll get lucky, whatever. But they got 3. So full credit to Lyon.
So that therefore means that Lyon will now take on who we believe are tournament favourites to win the Champions League this year, Bayern Munich, in the Champions League semi-finals. Coming now, Annie, to the second quarter-final that we witnessed that actually happened the night before. Yes, we called the result. We all thought Bayern Munich would beat Barcelona, but I don't think any of us went for that kind of a destruction of this Barcelona side. Annie, I'm going to ask you the biggest question of them all. Is this the end of an era at Barcelona?
100% Abby, I absolutely agree with you. But this started against the loss, against Roma for Barcelona with Manolas's header. That was the first wake-up call for them. Second one was Trent's corner. It's not like, I don't think Barcelona, the way the board, whatever's gone wrong, I don't want to get into it. They kind of identified something's not right, which is why they spend the money they spent on Dembele, on Coutinho, and now on Griezmann. So they realized somewhere they need to fix this problem, and they could see it coming. It's just that they've done it very poorly. It's like what United did while trying to, like I said, the second time I'm saying this. I don't know what Ferguson was thinking when we lost Ronaldo and we got in Valencia's number 7. Owen as, it wasn't well thought out, right? And you could see that poorly thought out, poorly executed off the field transfer moves and transfer targets on the field against Bayern Munich. I'm not going to say Bayern Munich didn't deserve that win and blah, blah, blah. That is obviously great performance. But Barcelona had this coming. And this is a culmination of everything off the field and, the manager changes and the philosophy they're not been able to stick to. Basically, it's like you cannot sign the players you have and play the football. They don't fit the system. You cannot play that one-touch system with Griezmann. It's not working for him. It didn't work with Dembele either, even when he was fit. Wrong players, wrong system. This is what happens. It could have been way worse for them. They could have been humbled in the La Liga itself. But La Liga is not that competitive, which is why they got lucky. Bayern Munich doing to them was exactly what would have happened if Barcelona played in the Premier League.
Wow, big statement there. Big statement there. Prashant, let's talk about Bayern Munich, man, because they very clearly, very evidently look like the best side in the world right now, right? Like they look like the best club, and clearly now favorites, one would argue, to win this Champions League. Prashant, while Annie says that Barca was sort of their own undoing, I think some credit to Bayern Munich, right? They obviously got a lot of things right in that game.
So first credit, which one should give to Bayern Munich, is that they sacked a manager mid-season, Niko Kovac, and then Hansi Flick came in between. It was a very turbulent times in terms for Bayern Munich as a club also. Hansi Flick has been an assistant manager for 12 years now, and then you directly give him the reins. And if you look at this, tactics, what he has deployed, it's not something great. What he has done is he's just played players to their best position. For example, Thomas Muller was having a shit season before that. As soon as Hansi Flick came, he just set him where he's supposed to be good at, which is between two strikers or in between number 10, the traditional Ramdeuter role which he's famous for. And that exactly showed in that Barcelona game. You give him an iota of space, he made a goal out of it. I mean, that's not something, rocket science which anyone would understand, but only Thomas Muller can do it. And that's why he's so special in world football. When people said he's on the declining, so on and so forth.
Also, do we remember that Müller at one point, a season or two back, was on the verge of leaving Bayern? He wasn't even starting games. At that Müller there and the Müller now, kudos to him, man.
Yeah, and people said he was done because, what kind of a footballer is it who's only exploiting space and nothing else? So many questions on his traditional end. He showed exactly why he's a very special player. I've been saying this for a lot of time. There will always be only one Thomas Muller. You can't have an intelligent footballer like him again. It's a very rare breed of footballers. Second thing is Alphonso Davies. That man is a cheat code. I mean, he just ended Nelson Semedo's career. I was just reading this article. So from minute 61 to 65, Alphonso Davies dribbled past 5 people. Like every single minute, all 5 of them were different. It was Vidal, Messi, Semedo twice, and the 5th one, it was an assist to Kimmich. And then it read beep beep. So how Lewandowski called him a road runner. So that is another. Leon Goretzka, another person, because everyone and Perisic, both of them didn't have a great season, but they have stepped up. So slowly and steadily, like we said in the last video also, Bayern are looking like the most complete and balanced squad.
I think, you know what Kern had said earlier, right? Bayern have nothing to prove when it comes to winning the Bundesliga. They've done it time and time again. They had a very bad start to the year, like Prashant mentioned as well, but they got in form the right time. They overtook, they demolished Dortmund's lead. They overtook them, won the league. For them, it's all about the Champions League. They have to be winning the Champions League. And like Prashant said, they are the most formidable side, which is why we picked them as favorites from the start. They still are favorites. And for me, it comes down to one thing very, very simple, right? Right now, they are number 9. And so often not in history when your side has won the Champions League. When your best Champions League winning sides, Inter Milan, who was the pivotal side under Jose Mourinho, right? AC Milan, who were leading the lineup, right? Yes, the midfield was got 2 pillows in there, but who was leading the line? You need your forward to get you that win.
Diego Milito, Andrei Shevchenko. Yeah.
City couldn't do that. City didn't have that. And what do Bayern have at this point of time? Lewandowski, almost Ballon d'Or winner kind of form. That song would happen. But Prashant, back to you. Sorry.
Yeah. So, you know what, Prashant, before what we're going to do now is, clearly for all our viewers watching right now, obviously the semi-finals are going to come up on the 19th and 20th. You've got RB Leipzig taking on Paris Saint-Germain, and you've got Bayern Munich playing a very interesting fixture against this Olympic Lyon side. Prashant, I'm going to ask you the $1 million question, man. What next for Leo Messi?
What next for Leo Messi is a big question. I think Leo Messi should not quit Barcelona. He should stay there. He should help them rebuild because he's possibly the best bet to rebuild. Amongst all the criticism he's had, people always say that he's not a great leader like Ronaldo. In clutch games, Ronaldo shows up, Messi does not. Fair enough to a certain extent, but this is the right time for Lionel Messi to help Barcelona rebuild. I don't think he should quit and go to a Man City or some other team and then try to prove it all over again. It's not needed. Rather stay there, help Barcelona rebuild. More than that, it's important for him also. He also needs a new challenge. Why not look at it that way? He's won everything what is there to be won at club level. So possibly stick 2-3 years more at Barcelona.
It's too late for him to do a Ronaldo. I think it's too late for him to switch a league and restart with another side. I'm not saying he doesn't have the quality to, I don't know. It's like, who would he join even? Would he join PSG maybe next season and win the Champions League with them? Who can afford his wages? Who's going to? And in COVID times right now, a lot of clubs, even though like United still have the money, it's affected. Who's going to take him? Where's he going to go on?
I was just going to say Manchester United can buy Lionel Messi, and I wouldn't look the other way on that, dude. I'd absolutely love it. But anyway, man, enough spoken on Leo Messi, enough spoken on Barcelona. We're really excited about this Champions League semi-final. What's interesting is, for those watching, a good piece of trivia, Bayern Munich now are the only side of the last four who have won a Champions League in the past. So we could still be looking at a brand new champion, although the odds would say otherwise. So that was our Champions League quarterfinal review. Semi-finals are back on the 19th and 20th. Thank you for watching the Football Pundits, guys. Do hit subscribe. Do follow us. That's Prashant Nair, also a big United fan. Very, very good footballing expert. Prashant, thanks once again for being here. We'll see you again on the next Champions League segment. Till then, goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.